Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between Sock versus 120 taking place here on Echo Isle. Dexodus, good afternoon to you as well. Thanks for tuning in. And yeah, a lot has happened over the weekend. WarCraft 3 Reforged, I think was an announcement that we were all expecting. But to know that they are gonna do more than just a simple reskin of WarCraft 3 comes as a pretty much welcome surprise. Anyways, let's gonna go ahead and break things down here. We do see 120 spawning as the Undead player over here on the top left-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, over here on the top right, we have, well, Sock spawning as the blue human. Now, a couple of questions or a couple of things that I do have thoughts on or concerns on with the upcoming changes with this reforged version of WarCraft 3 is how the game is really gonna play out. I know a lot of people have been asking me, hey, why don't you do some sort of thoughts or initial reviews on WarCraft 3 Reforged? And I'm like, I haven't even played it. I don't know what's going on. We are going to be getting an Archmage going up against a Death Knight, though no surprises there. And I guess one big thing that I would like to see is gameplay that actually welcomes undead heroes to use a different hero besides the Death Knight 90% of the time and the Archmage 90% of the time. It does make for some rather stale games. Also, another thing that I would like to see is really how anti or magic immunity works in WarCraft 3. I think that's perhaps one of the biggest things, the most difficult things about WarCraft 3, where you have these spells and you have these abilities that are oh so great, oh so awesome, but they are, well, going to absolutely get taken away. Is Reforged going to include Frozen Throne? I believe so. I think it's like a complete remaking of the entire game. All right, Death Coil coming across here, trying to finish off this Ogre Warrior, making sure to do a lot of damage right off the start. Meanwhile, Archmage with Militia able to clear out the Forest Troll Trapper creep camps early. I don't know, maybe I will need to do some sort of video on WarCraft 3 Reforged, but I wish I just had, like, well, WarCraft 3 Reforged imagery or some sort of press release that I could read up on. Unfortunately, I was unable to attend BlizzCon, and, well, didn't even know that WarCraft 3 Reforged was going to be announced. So I think it came as a big surprise to many, except for Grubby, who, well, and a lot of other people who were actually invited out there from Europe. I believe the Back to Warcraft guys were actually at the event. Thank you for all of your coverage, Nemo Remo. That definitely did help. Archmage going to finish off that skeletal minion, get a little bit more experience, and we'll see what's going to happen here next. Death Knight now makes its way down, gonna go ahead and kill a raccoon, and is now looking for if there is gonna be Militia called down. And the Militia timing, that 5 seconds less, does make things a little bit more difficult to try and clear out expansions. We're going to take a look at the Water Elemental here, already down to 169 hit points. There it goes. There comes a little bit of damage. There's some ensnares as the Militia now making their way over. Archmage going to drop another Water Elemental here, ready to go and engage as the Murlocs are doing bonus damage behind. This is going to become a problem as the Death Knight tries to steal a little bit of experience, unable to do so far as the, well, are we going to see timing here? Who's going to get the experience? Death Knight. Is it going to get to... Oh, Death Knight steals it. Beautiful, beautiful reaction by 120, waiting until the peasants had their pickaxes in the air before that final bit of damage. Meanwhile, Death Knight now with Unholy Aura, looking to clean up many of these units here. Oh, a beautiful, beautiful jump inside. Is that Death Knight going to be able to do very much? Oh, he's just trying to get in, able to get that final blow as the Death Knight is sitting at level 5. Excuse me, level 2, level 5. What was I reading? Yes, I hope they make the other undead heroes more viable compared to the Death Knight. I'd like to see more Dreadlords. And it really comes down to, well, what is possible here. Oh, beautiful, beautiful lucky maneuver by Sock. Well, able to get a free Crypt Fiend off of an ensnare from a Murloc, and that's one of the things that's going to happen. Nothing will change except for the graphics. I believe you're wrong. If you haven't read any of the interviews, fanaticism, this is not going to be a simple reskin similar to how WarCraft 3 was. This is supposed to be StarCraft Remastered was. It's supposed to be a major overhaul in compared to WarCraft 3 and the original WarCraft 3, but those changes will also be replicated back to the normal current Battle.net version of WarCraft 3. So there is going to be cross-play between the two platforms. What that most likely means is that WarCraft 3 Reforged WarCraft 3 Reforged is going to force some balance patches to WarCraft 3, the current version as well. Let's take a look at back across over here. Forest Troll Berserker will end up getting taken down. Death Knight tries to steal a little bit of experience. Could perhaps try to get down that water elemental. Footman does need to back off though, as the Death Knight now sits at level 3. Level 2 Death Coil could easily finish off that Footman, as that Footman smartly decides to get away. Crypt Fiends are now looking to pull back once again. Supply 35 to 28. Sock up on supply, but that is no surprise, as Sock does need to set up that expansion a little bit faster. All right, Death Knight, Unholy Aura plus Death Coil means a very full hit point Crypt Fiend after one heal, and the Death Knight will most likely be able to do that again in just a little bit. Footman trying to get in front of the other side here, perhaps get a little bit more damage as the Death Knight absorbs a bit too much. And now with the Lich out on the field and that possible Frost Nova slow, all the units are going to be backing up. I'm not sure how you do shoutcasts. Are these live games or just replays? These are just replays from NetEase. From the NetEase servers. I try to cast games from the NetEase servers. That's the reason why you see 120 Sock, a lot more of the Asian players. Because not everyone has access, or not everyone has had time to try and download WarCraft 3, the NetEase version. All right, Footman does finally get up the Fen. However, the Skeletal Minions will be able to do enough damage to finish him off. Meanwhile, one Arcane Tower is fighting back, dealing a good bit of damage to that Lich, removing a bunch of precious mana. Meanwhile, Archmage down to 51 hit points. Is it going to be able to get away? Yes, it will. Death Coil, Frost Nova, Archmage of Sock able to head on back. Back across over here, Arcane Tower, the only thing that's really trying to protect against this, pressure. Now, Archmage is able to show up back to the party. Very dangerous, though. Clarity Potion, Scroll of Regeneration off over here, but it can't stay around for very long. All right. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Pastor Dave, for those kind words. Anyways, let's take a look back across here. Crypt Fiend, Lich, just out of range. Arcane Vault could take a lot of damage. Skeletal Minions are heading back off to the north. We are going to go into a Naga Sea Witch. Surprisingly, not an Alchemist here, as we now see the Naga Sea Witch putting pressure onto the Death Knight. Death Knight could be in a bit of trouble as it tries to get away. Death Coil right there. Arcane Tower getting in some extra damage, as you see the Death Knight now trying to pull back here. Are we perhaps going to be going after an Obsidian Statue instead? Obsidian Statue taking a lot of damage. The Obsidian Statues at this point are very, very precious, but another one quickly shows back up already. Archmage could try and drop another Water Elemental. Has to stay the distance away from the Lich, as the Naga Sea Witch also taking a lot of damage. Death Knight now down to 67 hit points, still staying alive, as we are still going back and forth. All right, let's take a look. Water Elemental is continuing this fight here. Yeah, the new leaderboard. This is something from NetEase. The stats viewer, you can hide it and pull it back. Able to keep track of everything that's going on from a replay. Very nice overlay. Thank you, NetEase. That's probably the nicest thing someone from a Blizzard game has said about NetEase since, well, this Saturday or this Friday. All right, Footman trying to finish off this last Obsidian Statue. Last Obsidian Statue takes one more shot from an Archmage. It does get taken down. Meanwhile, the battle does not have defined lines. Death Knight, Footman just wandering around every which way. The Footman with Defend, chasing after units here. The Crypt Fiends are now trying to fight back. As you can take a look, the only thing that is really dealing damage is the Lich and that Death Knight, and that is all gonna be let's take a look. Archmage now almost getting bursted down to 114 hit points, needs to head away. Obsidian Statue is right there, gets a final shot off there. No, Death Coil does in fact use the Scroll of Town Portal in time. Naga Sea Witch is gonna get picked up away, and that Acolyte, that hero Acolyte, able to save this Obsidian Statue and keep the pressure on. Lich still sitting at level 1. Archmage sitting at level 3 right now. Arcane Vault being rebuilt. We are getting into a Blacksmith, dual Arcane Sanctums. We are also getting into Castle. And this is a strange game just opening up here. Thanks for saying hi. Can you say hi to my girlfriend? P. Parka, who is watching this. Yes, I can say hi. Hi, P. Parka. I'm probably butchering the name. I do apologize. Naga Sea-Witch sitting at level 1 will go back, trying to clear up the remainder of this creep camp here. Gloves of Haste, double Gloves of Haste means that a very fast attacking Naga Sea-Witch is now out onto the field. Meanwhile, Archmage, well, Destroyer now showing up to the party, and that is going to be one dead Arcane Tower very, very quickly, trying to absorb mana, and does exactly that. All right, Peasants now trying to come back across over here. We are looking at massive repairs as the Spellbreakers and the remaining units show up to the party here. Big repairs, keeping those buildings alive. That level 1 armor upgrades definitely help, as the Water Elementals are just getting devoured by the Destroyers. Meanwhile, Spellbreakers now looking to pull back again, and no anti-air really available, as the guard towers, well, are stationary. Let's take a look back across here. 46 supply compared to 55. Sock is now very much behind, as we're looking at what exactly Sock's long-term strategy is going to be. Things are starting to reach a tipping point, and unless Sock is able to fight back this constant pressure, things are not going to go well for him. The Lich sitting at level 2. There is 2 statues here just ready to support and continually add more and more damage and keep this army alive for quite some time. Triple Obsidian statues. You can see a low hit point Destroyer in the backfield. Death Knight could easily Death Coil. Has not done so as of yet, but is able to get more damage across those units. Naga Sea-Witch picks up an Orb of Fire. Interesting choice, since it does have cold arrows and that ability does not stack. All right, thank you for being able to catch me, Witness Zir, as we're taking a look at, well, 4 Destroyers going after the guard tower now. Guard tower completely shut down here. We're going to see more and more units. There goes another as well, as the Destroyers are doing a great job and living up to their name. It looks as though the Death Knight may get to level 4 here, and once the economic advantage is gone and the hero level advantage, well, the hero level advantage goes in favor of 120. Things will just go from bad to worse. Still surprised that this Destroyer has not been healed as of yet. Trying to find all the way to the very back. Once more, Obsidian statues are, well, hiding in the backfield again. Death Knight chasing after, however, should not be that close. That mana on the Death Knight is actually very precious, and should really be considering some other options instead. There goes level 4. Death Knight gets up to level 2 Unholy Aura, or Death Pack. Could be either, as 120 sitting at 55 supply. Web has now been finished. Does Blizzard still bounce WarCraft 3? Well, greetings to Germany as well. Thank you for tuning in. Watch over 4 years now. Would be cool if you can cast some Orc vs. Human games. I believe I might have some Orc vs. Human games lined up for today, as we're looking at the Archmage trying to head back again. The Human Tri-Hero is going to try very hard, but most likely fall short, as this expansion will end up getting taken down. Footman off over here. Make sure that there is no expansion, so he knows that there is still a fighting chance. Flying machines are going to be added again, and, well, 3 Destroyers and 4 Obsidian statues. This means that the Destroyers are going to have plenty of mana in that upcoming fight. They'll be able to absorb mana from an Obsidian statue and then push on through again. Once the Destroyers have splash damage, those flying machines, which do tend to stick together a bit much, are going to be taking a lot of bonus damage as well. What does this also mean? Well, the flying machines do have a little bit more hit points. They do deal a bit more damage back previous to 1.30, but I'm still running the numbers or eyeballing it in my head. And I think that the Destroyers, with their mana, should be able to deal enough damage there. All right, Devour Magic, missing the Obsidian statue there. Should be able to regenerate some hit points, as we're looking at a 53 supply army going up against 59. 120 has 11 free supply ready to go, and that means that these Obsidian statues will be able to transform at a moment's notice. Lich sitting at level 3, that Orb of Corruption, and adding that bonus damage. Do you still do team games? Occasionally, but I find that team games are difficult to keep track of. There's so much going on in a game of WarCraft 3 that adding, doubling the size of the armies and still trying to do accurate play-by-play is very difficult. Trying to do accurate play-by-play and trying to convey thoughts in a game like this where there is so much detail that you need to be aware of. It's sometimes difficult to get that final thought across. All right, Spellbreaker going to go ahead and finish off some of these Nightcrawlers here. Paladin in that front line has that Talisman of Evasion, giving him a little bit of extra durability. Paladin, well, Staff of Sanctuary going to be teleporting units back home. Flying Machines now show up to the party, and this might be enough here. There goes one. There could be another. There goes another. And now Sock, dealing a big blow to his opponent right here. However, there is going to be Web now, and Crypt Fiends will be able to shoot down all of those flying machines. There's only 2 Crypt Fiends right here so far, as the army is now getting ready and getting into position again. Let's take a look. Back off to the north. Lich trying to finish off more units. Destroyers are showing up. Flying Machine's going to go ahead and flank from the other side. If they had faster movement speed, oh yes, we'll be able to finish off another Destroyer. The Flying Machine, or the Destroyers, never really got into a straight-up battle with the Flying Machines while they had mana, and that was the big difference. Paladin quickly uses Divine Shield. Will be able to stay alive a little bit longer. Sock somehow is able to hold on to this battle so far, as we are taking a look at Mana Shield on the Naga Sea Witch. All right, Naga Sea Witch with double Orbs of Fire and Mana Shield. What is going on here? Staff of Sanctuary saves the Naga Sea Witch once more, as it is standing in the backfield. Perhaps Knights now joining in on the fight. Paladin is going to be in trouble. Holy Light, Talisman of Evasion, saving it for a little while, but not long enough. Let's take a look. Lich down to 500 or down to 30 or 139 hit points before getting finished off, and it looks like Sock, well, who was able to get a little bit of a comeback, now being forced to retreat again. Naga Sea Witch in the backfield. Let's see what's going to be happening. Death Knight sitting on the cusp of level 5, transitioning from Destroyers into now a mass army of Abominations. And with the Flying Machines in the air with nothing to attack, that is the problem. If you go for a Silver Bullet to deal with your opponent's main problem unit, well, that Silver Bullet can only handle your opponent's Destroyers. Now we see a beautiful transition from 120 going from Destroyers into Abominations without a real serious tech change, since they're both built from the Slaughterhouse. And now, what is Sock really going to do here? He has no, magic attack to really deal damage to the Abominations, and the Death Knight with 600 hit point burst heals do cause a lot of problems. Inner Fire now being used. You can see the Naga Sea Witch healing back off to the north here. Knights are trying to fight back, but the Knights are not going to be able to go toe-to-toe with the Death Knight right here, with that additional Unholy Aura, and also all of that additional, 600 hit point burst heals. Knight now looking to back across here. Naga Sea Witch getting healed back up. Perhaps Mana Shield is going to be helpful for the Naga Sea Witch, as we're taking a look at this Knight just completely out of position. Archmage still sitting at level 4. Paladin is, nowhere to be found, as he was taken out earlier, and there is no Altar of Kings. 56 supply compared to 62. A for effort from Sock. It looked like an interesting battle, but it looks like it's going to end up falling short once more. Too many units in the backfield. Archmage trying to Brilliance Aura to the Priest in the back. You can see all of that Disease Cloud causing problems, as well as the Naga Sea Witch is dealing big damage, but it is not doing splash damage, as you may have noticed. All right, the Frost Armor right there. Fly Machines. Oh, get the bombs. And the bombs are actually going to be useful again. Naga Sea Witch now looking to pull back here. There goes a Frost Nova. The Naga Sea Witch now looking to pull back once more. Is the Naga Sea Witch going to be able to do very much? Plus 30 damage. But perhaps they should start removing those cold arrows, or, the cold arrows are making it difficult to try and get into the right spot. So far, the expansion coming in from Sock is actually helping him long enough, and there it goes. The additional plus damage from these Orbs of Fire, those essentially Claws of Attack plus 10, dealing so much damage, and the Lich could be in trouble. Lich could end up getting taken down. And it does go down. Paladin now back out onto the field, and I take it back. Sock has done what I thought was impossible in this matchup and taken out 120. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it. That was a great game between Sock and 120. I thought the eventual transition from Destroyers into Abominations and the lack of a front line was too much, but in the end, that hero damage. Yeah, that hero damage from the Naga Sea Witch, coupled with the water elementals not having to worry about being devoured, and that tight fighting space acted as enough of a frontline wall to protect the more vulnerable units in the back. Sock got a lot of mileage out of those units in the backfield. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.